It's been a long time since I've seen a good 80s throwback B movie. Not the Jerry Seinfeld B movie never mind. What is up, Flick fans, and welcome back to my channel. I just reviewed the brand new Indian series Delhi Crime on Netflix, and now we move on to Malaysia, a brand new Malaysian movie called Paskal. I was very interested in this because I've heard a lot of things about Malaysian films, and I was excited to see where this movie was going to go, and if it could impress me and surprise me. Spoilers, it did. And today I'm going to tell you guys whether it is worth a watch or not on Netflix. Be sure to get down in the comments section down below and let me know, have you seen this, have you not seen it, and are you interested after this review? Let's talk about Paskal. So Paskal is an elite unit in the Royal Malaysian Navy. The movie follows the true events of Paskal's Lieutenant Commander Arman Anwar and his team's mission to rescue a tanker that was hijacked by pirates in 2011. I'm gonna start with this because I've been reading up on Malaysian films. Apparently, they're not the best thing ever, and I don't mean to offend anyone that is from Malaysia. This is just what I have heard and seen on the internet because their budgets are so small. You look at a $2 to $3 million budget in America, that's like a small independent movie that barely gets a wide release. In Malaysia, apparently, that is a major budget for a major film because the budget for Paskal, as far as I know what I read on the internet, you guys know all the things on the internet are true. The budget for this movie was less than $3 million, and that is considered massive for Malaysia. So I'm like, okay, maybe the movies aren't the best, but I can just go in knowing that my mindset might possibly change. You know what? I had a good time with this movie. Yes, it is cheesy. Yes, it is slightly over the top. There are villains in the film that walk away in slow motion from explosions, and you're like, this is the cheesiest thing I've ever seen. But like I said at the beginning of this review, this reminds me of a throwback B-movie action flick that people would have seen in the 1980s, 1990s, and completely ate up. Now, like I said, it gets cheesy. It gets over the top. The dialogue, not the best thing ever. Some of the conversations between the main characters, especially a certain character that goes the bad direction, and our lead who we're following throughout most of this movie, is not the best either, but I got invested in this team. Paskal itself, that group of young men. And it could be the fact that I love a good special forces movie. This is about the Malaysian Navy, and you get that camaraderie and the brotherhood between them. Even though it goes in a slightly cheesy direction, you still feel for their team and you understand why they are doing what they're doing. A bit of it is predictable because there's one character turn that I saw coming from a mile away. Something happens, that character ends up on the side that you expect him to be on. In a way, it is a very cliched story, but it's also something that is based on a true story. I don't know how much of it is factual, but if that actually happened, then I can't really nick it for being predictable because they did follow the true storyline, and I really enjoy that. And the third act of this film is one of the more entertaining third acts I have seen all year. The actual infiltration of the ship that was hijacked by the pirates is incredible. So entertaining. From what I've read, the actors did all of their own stunts, and I love that. The entire final act, they are going through this ship trying to save these people. There are traps set by these pirates, and they have to figure their way around these traps, guys. It was so much fun to watch, and I was so invested in this point. Not that I was completely hooked by the characters and the story, because once again, it was a bit cliche, but I was so thoroughly entertained throughout. My critical brain was kind of shutting off because I was having so much fun with what was happening, and I did care about our lead. Our lead is very good here. The entire story behind his character, what happened with him when he was younger, and how he ends up in the situation that he's in right now. I loved it. I thought it was good. I thought it was well handled. And even the filmmaking, it's not the best thing ever. You can tell at times there is a super low budget, but for the budget they were given, I was still impressed. The actual action scenes are good. You can tell they know how to shoot a gun. You can tell they know what they're doing. And because of that, you believe what actually goes down in that third act. Once again, the third act, the reason to stick around through this entire movie was just awesome. And then you get a showdown. I'm not going to say between who at the end. That is just as entertaining as the rest of the third act. And because of that, this movie ended up being a major surprise. Now, the first two acts aren't bad. Once again, I said I was invested in these characters and the dialogue and the camaraderie, the teamwork between Paskal. It's definitely not perfect. It's definitely over the top. Some of the one-liners made me cringe, but that's what makes a B-movie a B-movie. Not the best dialogue, but you have the intense action, the really cool characters, and just over-the-top fun that at the end of the day made Paskal one of the biggest surprises for me in the calendar year of 2019. And because of all of those things, I'm going to give Paskal a 70%, guys. Good movie on Netflix. I encourage you, check this one out. Let me know, are you interested in watching a Malaysian film? Did you even know this thing existed? I had to search for this on Netflix. I knew it dropped. Once I found it, I'm like, nobody's gonna advertise this, but you know what? I'm gonna watch it and tell people it's worth watching if it's good. And it was pretty good. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, leave your comments, like this if you want more Netflix reviews. I will be back very soon with a movie review, a Netflix review, and a Doom Patrol review. Long weekend, y'all. I'll catch you guys later.